just going to be this kind of a day. We'll go with it. We'll go with it, brother. Go with it, sister. Tools. So when someone calls you a tool, it's a compliment. When readers use tools, any kind of tools, whether it's angel cards, tarot cards, runes, tea leaves, anything that is not strictly mental mediumship is using a tool. Is that bad? No. Why would that be bad? Is it good? Well, it depends who you ask, you know. You can dowse with just your fingers. Absolutely. You can dowse with rods. You can use cards to tell someone's future. You can use your mind. It's just a matter of preference. Some people get very connected to a tool. I like this deck of angel cards. We use it a lot. I like specific tarot decks for specific topics. If someone asks me about love, I have a specific love tarot deck. I really like it, so I use it. I like runes sometimes, so I have a bag of runes. They're ceramic. I'd rather have wood. I'm working on it. But they all kind of have their own situations. As far as people who insist you use tools to be successful, they're wrong. I know, I'm throwing it out there. They're wrong. Lilydale trains strictly, careful buddy, trains strictly mental mediumship. That means we don't use any tools. It's very important to the spiritualist community for several reasons. The most important being, oh, thank you for letting me know, baby. You didn't save me any? Tool. The most important being, there's no trickery. There's no faking. There's no way to blame anything else. Either you're right or you're wrong. And that's the point of spiritualism, improving the continuity of life after death, is that we're getting the facts from the dead people. And if they're wrong, then either we're interpreting them, connecting with the wrong person, or we're wrong. Please. Thank you for using your special words. Mommy duty. Brother, do you have one too? Okay. Snackaholics. Please. Yes, baby. But as far as the rest of us go, if you're not testing for certification for mental mediumship, you can use whatever you want. Yay! You don't. So a lot of people start with tools and then phase out strictly to mental mediumship or psychic skills. You don't have to use tools full time. You don't have to not use tools full time. Do whatever you want. When I'm tired or sick or exhausted, I prefer the use of tools. Why? Because it makes it easier on my brain. It does. It really does. And I can have a little more fun playing with the interpretation of the ideas instead of just trying to pull, like pulling teeth. I have a little more fun with the interpretation and look into the details and how things interconnect. And I really like that a lot. And so in that matter, tools do make things easier. It's true. It's true. So forever ago, I was having a study session at Denny's and someone overheard a conversation. The waitress came over and she was like, "Can you do a reading for me?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, you know." She was like, "Well, what do you need?" And they were rolling silverware. So I was like, "Why don't you just go grab a bunch of spoons, a handful of spoons, and come back?" And I got a handful of spoons. She's like, "Okay, now what?"
I need help.
"You need help. I would love to help you." It's like, just roll the spoons around in your hands and drop them on the table. It's a bit showboaty. I know, it is. But it had the effect I was going for. So she dropped the spoons on the table, and everyone looks. And everyone kind of holds their breath, waiting for me to say something. And I just started saying stuff. And now I was getting the information psychically and mediumship-ish-y. And I just started telling her stuff. She was like, "Oh my God, where do the spoons say that?" And like that was the point of focus, was getting it from the spoons. So like I told her, I was like, well, you know, if you have tools, they represent certain things, you know. The Three of Swords in the tarot card deck is the Three of Swords. You know, the magician's always going to be the magician. You know, healing is always going to be healing. It kind of takes a load off. But when you're just doing it, I'm getting the information from you and your people. And like somehow it's easier to believe that I could get the information from the spoons than I could without. That was the point. Everyone was so focused on the spoons. So another waitress came over. She was like, do me, do me. It's like, all right. So I grabbed the little thing of sugar packets, and I said, okay, grab some sugar packets. She didn't even drop them on the table. They didn't go with the theme. Go with it, you know? Commit, commit. So I did the same thing. She was like, how did you know? I told her. Got the information from you and your people. Somehow it's harder to believe than looking at a bunch of sugar packets spread out on the table. People are weird. Oh, is it a chicken? Thank you. You want a bite? Somehow, it's easier for people to believe that a bunch of random sugar packets could have instilled meaning than it is for me to get the information from you and your people. They really are snackaholics today. So, another benefit to tools is that people, for whatever reason, find it easier to believe that the tools have the answer instead of us. I know. I'm going to have to get you a spoon for your peaches. Hold on. So, tools can be great. Tools can be awesome. Tools can be an excuse. Some people are like, you know, sorry. I'd rather say I'm having an off day than say my tarot cards are wonky today. That seems, you know, I'd rather, I'm having an off day. I'm tired. I've been sick all week. Sick kids for another week. And to me, that honesty means something rather than say, oh, well, you know what? I chose the wrong tarot deck for the subject, so yeah, I'll leave that at that. However, the point being, you don't need tools. And some tools can be very expensive. It's true. I mean, tarot decks aren't bad. They're like 20 bucks. 20 bucks a box. The angel cards are about the same thing. But in truth, I started reading just a regular deck of cards. And it's all your suits, but without the major arcana, which is a really good way to learn. It really is. For a beginner, it's a great way to learn. So if you can't afford a tarot deck, go to the dollar store. Get 2 regular decks of cards for $1 and practice. Practice. Again, you don't necessarily have the pretty pictures that denote the meaning. That's fine. You know, it kind of makes you step up the game a little bit. But practice, 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 practice. Some people make their own rooms. That's great. You know, buy a kid's thing of clay. Make them, draw symbols on them, and use them. You don't have to use expensive tools. That's Sissy's. Do you want that too now? All right, you can have it. Better than peaches. Less sugar. Banana and pumpkin. We love these things. Plum Organics. They're not paying us. I love these things. So yeah, make your own. It doesn't have to be some fancy brand name, blah, blah, blah. You know, dowsing rods are usually coat hangers. Seriously, seriously. And then, you know, sticks can be wands. I mean, you gotta, if you're not rich, be creative. That's a great lesson. So, next time someone calls you a tool, say, yeah, I know, I'm awesome. Mental mediumship rocks. My psychic skills are on key. Get this party lit. Or, you know, Sudafed. Oh, it's nice. So, the importance of tools can sometimes be underrated. It's great to use as a crutch. It's great to use as a help, especially if you're a beginner. But if you are advanced, you can do it without the tools. Some people just choose not to, and that's fine. Everyone's got a specialty. Rock yours out. All right? Love you guys. That's our cinnamon rolls. Talk to you later.